Let's try side by side this compass here with the compass electronic one without GPS on the phone, and then I'll try to see if metal, this is a piece of railroad nails, very heavy, if metal does change anything, does influence. I want to show you first, before I start, my phone is on airplane mode. So the airplane mode, it's on. The mobile data, it's off, everything it's off, there is no GPS on the phone. And this is the fun part, because this compact app, I'll put it in the comment section if you want, this is a Motorola phone, the app is made by Motorola. This app works without any kind of data, any kind of GPS, mobile data, phone, network, anything. If you are in the wild, this will work. Notice this is the north, it does rotate. And does it show exactly, well, most exact, not most exactly, but the same thing as the mechanical one. So the mechanical, it's at this angle about here, I would say it's 60 degrees. And this one, I'm not sure if it has the same 60 here, it shows 60 there for some reason. Not sure how this works. So 0 is there. This one, it's not aligned to 0 at the top for some reason. 0 should be here around. Anyhow, but the angle, north, south, it's about the same angle of this as this compass. About the same angle. This is the line between them. You can also ask if this is influenced by the cell phone. So if I take it away, it's the same angle. Now look what's happening when I approach it to the phone. The phone does have metal in it. Yes, it's shifting. It doesn't like it. Obviously the phone doesn't change because this is all plastic or mostly plastic. But yes, these things you don't want metal near. And also be sure, remember not to store them in a drawer or box against a metal piece. It's important because it will change the magnetization of the small thing. Now let's see with let's try first to rotate them actually. Let's see how this, if it gives the same result. So you notice the needle did not rotate. Now this rotates, but you notice it's a bit like jumpy. It's not that smooth, and that's because the sensor inside, it's an electronic sensor which works with the magnetic field of the planet, but it needs some sort of movement if you want. That's why it's jumpy like this. It's not so bad, but it's not smooth like the mechanical one. So again, perhaps you notice the angle here with the angle here. If you look at both from above, it's about the same angle, and perhaps the best test is actually to align them either way. So I'm trying to align this thing. We could do it the other way around, but let's try to align this thing as well. Notice it doesn't really move smooth, so you have to be patient a bit. I think the angle is pretty much the same, more or less. It's not perfect. Let's try there is also a calibration thing here. I did not try it, and by the way, the application, it's free. It's strange a little bit because this Motorola phone, and perhaps other Motorola phones, this is a 2024 model, does not come with the application installed. Despite the lots of bloatware, that this application is not installed, despite the phone having the sensor, because the sensor basically it's used for the GPS. When you use the GPS, the sensor is there. So perhaps Motorola said, well, nobody will use a compass, nobody would go hiking with a phone in the forest, which I don't think it's true, but hey. So let's try with a piece of metal. I'm going to separate them a little bit, and see what happens. So again, I would say this is a half-pound steel. There's pure steel, and let's try to approach it. Okay, yes, it's shifting. I'm not sure if you can. Depends on the angle, depends, but it has to be fairly close. Then it's shifting. I'm curious about the phone. Oops. Let's see what happens. Depends where the sensor is. No reaction. That's interesting. Okay, at least from this, so I'm really almost touching the phone, and there is no reaction from top to bottom. And this is interesting because this means maybe your phone, if you have any metal parts on you, maybe your phone is actually going to be less influenced than a real mechanical compass by any piece of metal that you may have on yourself.